If your neck constantly feels tight and painful and you have tried stretching it and exercising without any results, but you have done nothing to your myofascial chains, then now is the time to pay attention. In this video we will tell you what these magical and mystical myofascial chains are, how they affect the health of your neck and shoulders, and most importantly, how you can release pain and stiffness and get your body feeling nice and loose by opening up these myofascial chains. These release techniques are quick and effective for improving the range of motion in your neck, especially if side bending or turning your head is very problematic for you, and they will also help you with neck-related headaches. Now I can almost hear through the screen how some people are wondering what these myofascial chains are, so I will tell you what's the big deal. Fascia is a type of connective tissue that is found all around our bodies. It surrounds our muscles, our nerves, our internal organs, you name it, the fascia got it. And why do we have this fascial network? Well, the fascia supports other tissues. It also provides sensory information when we are moving, and it also transfers forces when we are moving. And on this video we will be focusing on the fascia that surrounds the muscles, aka myofascia. In the ideal situation, the different layers of fascia are able to freely glide when we move, but in some cases the gliding becomes restricted, and this can cause symptoms like pain and stiffness. Because the fascia is a full body network of connective tissue, it connects different parts of your body, and this is what is called myofascial chains. For example, the fascia connects your hand to your forearm and all the way to your shoulder and to your neck and head. And because of this connection, far away issues in the mobility of fascia can cause issues in the neck. As an example, you can imagine that this shirt that I'm wearing is the fascial network, and now here is some sticky parts of the fascia. It doesn't move very well, and as you can see, it affects the movement further away from the tight spot all the way in the shoulder, but also in the neck area it becomes harder to move, and this way further issues in the fascia can affect the health of your neck and cause you pain and other symptoms. Hopefully now you can realize that it's super important to open up all the tight spots in these myofascial chains and not just focus on the symptomatic area. And without further ado, we will show you a legendary combination of release techniques for the lateral myofascial chain in the neck. And first, some disclaimers: don't do these release techniques if you have any open wounds or fractures in the area, or if you have any inflammation in the area, for example, shoulder bursitis, or if you have any other medical reasons why you should not have massages. We will start opening up the lateral myofascial chain from the middle of your sole, and for this you're going to need a ball and your beautiful head. You can also use your knuckles for this technique, but here we will show you how to do it with the tennis ball. But the first task is to locate all the tension points, tight spots in the fascia in the area. So go around the temporalis muscle area, and when you find some painful tight spots, then those are the key areas you need to work on. So you have located a tight spot, then start doing this friction massage in the tight spot. You can move it side to side, up and down, whatever floats your boat, but do this massage motion by holding onto the ball like this. Don't roll around with it like this. No. You want to have some friction, some heat building up in the fascia, in the muscles, and do the 3 minutes of working in one spot. It can start to feel less painful in that time, but even if it doesn't, move on to the next tight spot in the same area and do the same in all the tight spots that you find in the area. And don't forget to do this to the opposite side as well, so you are not a lopsided person after doing this. Also, as a side note, there is also some other biting mastication muscles that should be opened up, and more on that later in the end of this video. But now we will move on to the next spot, that is, you can find the area that needs to be worked on here. So the neck muscles in the lateral side of the neck, so not on the bony parts in the middle of the neck. And as a tool, you need to use a stick. Start this technique by flexing your neck a little bit. Don't go overboard. If you feel any pain, come a little bit upwards, and then side bend the neck a little bit to one side, and then place the stick on top of the muscles, not all the way on the side here, not all the way in the middle of the spine and the neck, but diagonally like this. And then you can just roll around a little bit. Again, find the tight spots in the fascia, and when you find that here is a tight spot, grab a hold of the stick, don't let it roll. Do this friction massage in the tight spot, 2 to 3 minutes in one spot. Release every tight spot that you can find on both sides. This massage builds friction in the area, frees up the fascia, and makes your neck feel a lot better. After this, move on to the next technique. The lateral myofascial chain continues on to the trapezius muscle, the upper parts of the muscle, which is here. And for this technique, you are going to use a stick again, and you will place it on top of a surface, for example, like this. Also remember to put a towel underneath the stick so you don't scratch the surfaces of your beautiful home. And here again, you will want to first roll around with the stick so you can locate some of the problematic fascia structures, areas in the muscle. And when you find some painful spots, then place some pressure on top of the stick like this. Don't let it roll, and then side bend your head away from the stick. And this will actively release the fascial layers and make your neck feel a lot better. As a side note, you can also add to the intensity of this release technique by first side bending towards the stick like this, and then you will place the pressure on top of the stick, and then you will glide the stick away from the head like so, and then you will side bend. But this is a little bit more hardcore, so don't overdo it. And once again, do 2 to 3 minutes of releasing in one tight spot, and then move on to the next. And again, do this for both sides. Also, don't overdo the pressure that you put onto the stick, so you don't have to be like super strongly pushing down with the stick. So one thing that you can do is try different angles of working on the muscles, on the myofascia. You can lean a little bit forwards, and then try, if you find more tight spots or even sweeter tight spots like this, then use that. Or if you find them more by standing straight up, then use that. Whatever feels the most intense is usually the best way to go here. Now, if you don't have a structure like that shelf that we showed you at your home, don't worry, we will show you an alternative. So place a towel in a corner in your home, stick goes there, and you will be on your knees on the floor like this. And then the technique is otherwise exactly the same as we showed you before. Last but not least, we will open up the deltoid muscle area, myofascial area located here. And once again, we will be using a ball, tennis ball for example, for releasing this structure. You will start by leaning against the wall, and then you will once again roll around, find the tight spots in the fascia, and when you find one, you can stay there with the ball, and by moving your body up and down, side to side, you can start to friction massage the fascia. And you can also open up this area by moving your arm, and in this case you will just leave the ball where it is and move your arm up and down like so. And once again, do this technique for both sides. Remember to move the ball into different places, up and down, more forwards, more backwards on the muscles, on the myofascia. Be thorough. Also, if the ball is slipping away constantly, you can also take a hold of it with your hand and try to keep it in one place while you're moving. As a recap, don't overwork one spot. 2 to 3 minutes per tight spot is more than enough. And use these techniques 2 to 3 times during the week, but not on consecutive days. Also remember that there are other myofascial chains as well, so if you want to learn more about this, then leave us a comment. In the meantime, click on these beautiful videos that we have made if you want to learn how to release the myofascia in your forearm, or if you want more release techniques for the jaw. See you there. Moi moi!